Welcome to the world of fighting games conversation. Freestyle talk across the nation. We speak harder, then I show you under the jaw. So sneakier, then an empty jump low. We sound crazier, then I for it's hot for combo. Ladies and gents, welcome to the Late Fight Show.
And we're live.
Yo.
Welcome, beautiful people. This is the Late Fight Show, and my name is AXN. I'm your host, and tonight I don't have a bird tonight, but I have a friend of the show, actually, Mr. Klaww. Welcome. How are you doing?
Thank you so much. I'm pretty good, I'd say. Pretty good. A very chill week, but yeah, all fine.
Yeah, we gotta love the chill mood every once in a while. We need to we need to stay calm and chill.
Always nice.
And yeah, that's great for your body, for your mind.
Yeah, every once in a while. Yeah.
What about tonight? Tonight we're gonna talk about Tekken a little bit. As every time we have Klaww here, we tend to talk about Tekken, but not just about Tekken. We talk about a lot of stuff with Klaww, but he is like kind of my reference for Tekken. So my reference expert for the game. So I'm always talking to him about what's going on in the Tekken world, and it has been like a busy week in the Tekken world.
Yeah, there's a lot been going on.
Busy couple of weeks actually, because we had the finals of the TWT, and there were some news. Like a big dump of news about Tekken 8. But first I want to talk to Klaww about something like easier and lighter. We start with our icebreaker. What are you playing tonight?
Nice.
Yeah, what are you playing in general?
Nice. Let me think. I'm playing not that much actually. I've been playing for the past couple of days. I've been playing Tekken again. It's something I rarely do these days, since I mainly play at locals. Mainly at locals. Okay. Almost only at locals. But since seeing one of the players at the TWT finals, Yonarang, which is a Korean Warang, very good Korean Warang. Yeah, I've been inspired, and I've been eating the lab with the character. So Tekken for the past couple of days, but other than that, pretty much. I think I've been meaning to play. What's it called? I Fight Rush.
Yeah, do it. Yeah. Do it.
Because everybody keeps telling me it's a really good game. But
yeah, fucking do it. But yes, maybe people don't know, but you were at the TWT finals, and so you had to play somebody there. You had to do you managed to do some free play there.
Yeah. I just went there as a spectator, since I don't know if you know or the audience knows, but like Namco, Bandai Namco had some issues with the LCQ tickets. And so they had issues selling them, making them available. And
I didn't know that.
So I was just I don't care. I'll just go in as a spectator and just play.
So you wanted to participate in the LCQ actually?
Yeah.
I didn't know
a lot of people did.
So many people couldn't manage to get in. Oh, okay.
They were kind of sneaky, because they announced that they were gonna sell the tickets like in X amount of days.
Okay.
I think it was like December 19th or something like that. And then when I think a week prior, after a tournament in the US, when all of us in Europe were asleep, they opened the ticket sales, and so all the American players bought them. There were none left for the European players, which is ironic because the tournament was held in Europe.
Wow.
So they had a lot of issues.
It's not like some kind of like error or service out of work or something.
They just made them available 1 week
That's it. Well, that's a pity, but at least you managed to like get some games in with somebody there. Okay.
I just played around a bit. Yeah,
that's cool.
Always fun.
I actually just finished Hi-Fi Rush, so I can confirm to you that that's a freaking good game. I had so much fun. It's like it's just a video game. Like it's a good video game. No like no ring, like no bells attached, no stupid things, no it's not pretentious. It's just like a good video game. It's just fun.
It's
stupid
just
fun. It's stupid fun. It's basically kind of like a Devil May Cry, but to the beat of music. You have to stay on beat while you fight, basically. And there was like a level. I think it was the 10th level. And it's usually all like pretty much rock music throughout the old games, but level 10 was with the Prodigy. It had Invaders Must Die as the soundtrack, and I was like, I was banging my head while playing all the time like this. I kind of risked like breaking something in the house. It was cool. I had so much fun, and it's also difficult. It's not like it's not easy at all. If you go with like when you put the difficulty level up, like the timing is stricter basically. Nice. So you have to be very very on point when you hit the moves to be on time, and that was. The last boss was very difficult, because you have to like not only fight on time, also parry on time all the bosses' attacks.
Oh, nice!
That's so fun.
Almost like a Street Fighter, you know?
Yeah, you gotta parry, you gotta attack, you gotta do stuff, you gotta do combos, you gotta remember combos. There's a whole lot of combos to remember. It's fun. It's fun, and also the characters are funny. I have to say, animation is great. They're very expressive, the way they animate, the faces and stuff, and the story is not that like it's kind of simple story, but the characters are very funny. Yeah, but the characters are funny, are memorable actually. So that's what I've been playing, and
it's getting harder to find fun games, huh?
Yeah. I was playing that. Before that, I finished Kena, Bridge of Spirits.
I heard about it.
Yeah, not bad. And afterward, I had just started like Spider-Man Remastered on PC. I was just trying it. It's kind of okay. It reminds me a lot of like the Arkham games, the Batman games.
Okay.
Kind of the structures of the game is kind of similar, but it's fun. As far as fighting games, not much. I played a little bit of the secret Street Fighter 6 beta. It's the big secret that everybody knows.
The not so close beta.
Yeah, the not so close beta, and but not recently actually. I played it like 3 or 4 weeks ago, but and that's it. We did like the Red Line Clash streams, but I didn't play. I just watched basically.
Yeah, it's because like you keep avoiding all of the locals. Like locals are like for me are mostly the only source of fun related to fighting games.
Yeah, that's true, because like these are kind of these games are getting old, and like the novelty and your will to play online is kind of dwindling, of course. So. Offline is better, because it's not only about the game, it's about the people, and that's the source of fun actually. So let's begin with our main topics, and let's start talking about Tekken, because so we had Arada like showing off this long ass video and then a trailer, but before we start talking about the mechanics, I wanted to talk a little bit about the trailer, the Nina trailer, just because I had to say something about it.
Which
Why?
trailer?
The Nina trailer.
Nina trailer, okay.
Why the hell Namco decided to hire the same freaking announcer voice as King of Fighter?
I
don't know if it's the same, but like sound like that.
It's a female announcer. It doesn't sound like that. Yeah, it doesn't sound like that, but it's a female announcer, and it's the old voice actor for Anna in Tekken 5. I don't know why. I don't know why.
Can I say that I hate it? I hate it.
No, I actually like it because it's not your generic, very serious announcer.
I don't know. Maybe because it's a little bit obnoxious the way like she's yelling the names and stuff.
I love it. I love that.
Because I don't know, the like kind of usual Tekken announcer, the super very American serious voice. It's I kind of love that. Boy, I don't know.
The only exception is I think Tekken 4, in which
I
love. Because if you go back and check the announcer,
I gotta check that. I gotta check that out because I don't remember it.
The announcer has severe depression. So it's like
what?
Yeah, it's very sad and it's very low tone. So it's very like, welcome to the King of Arapis. Wow, yeah. It's very sad while announcing.
It's like he's commentating like a poker match or something.
Yeah, but also with some added sound effects.
Okay, nice. I gotta check that out.
More grainy. Yeah, it's very cool.
Well, apart from that, let's start from the actual beginning. So let's talk about the mechanics. And I want to know what you think about them because the reaction online was mixed, I feel. It was kind of mixed, okay? Because it's a big departure from Tekken 7. Maybe not the very, very basics of the game, but mechanics they put on top of the game. I feel it's a big change. And also it's a... Yeah, I feel it's more complicated than usual. There are many layers of mechanics on top of each other. So I want to ask that. First question is just like about generic reaction to the whole thing. What was it?
Okay, so I'm just gonna walk you through my reasoning while I was there, like watching it.
Yeah, because you were there.
A few steps away from me. Generally, I was very worried because it's a very long and broad argument, but Tekken is very fundamentals based, very compared to Street Fighter, much more fundamentally based.
Yeah, I would say it's probably the most neutral based game ever. Probably, yeah.
And that's the reason why I play it. I don't play Tekken because I like Bruce Lee or I like the generic American. I play Tekken because I like honest gameplay generally.
Kind of honest.
As it's dumb stuff.
Mostly honest.
Yeah, and so I was worried. On the other hand, Namco, for all the shit we give them, they're actually pretty good at developing and thinking out games. I don't know if you know it, but the Smash Bros games are all developed by Namco.
Yeah, I do.
They're all done by Namco. So generally, they're pretty good at developing games. So even if the mechanics are not that smart and the overall approach is kind of worrisome.
Aggressive.
I'm sure they'll find a way to make Tekken fun because in the end Tekken is always fun, especially offline. So I'm not that worried on that side, but I don't like their approach. Let's make the game aggressive. Let's give you a one button full screen.
Aggressive.
Yeah. I generally do not like the approach.
The thing is kind of worrisome at this time is that they made such a big deal about offense, and they didn't show they even show a character sidestepping once, or backdashing for that matter. Yeah. So
I think Nina sidesteps a couple of times during the trailer, but it's definitely not the focus.
Maybe yes. I didn't notice the sidestep in the trailer because there was so much going on. There was so many explosions and stuff going on. I didn't manage to see the backdash or the sidesteps.
The only thing that we saw is that generally the damage is way less.
It's lower, yeah.
Combos and pokes do way less damage. but that's like pretty easy to rebalance.
You know what? Maybe they thought. So they put in the game many combo extenders. So they thought, let's reduce the damage. If not, it's gonna be like a touch of that situation every once in a while.
That's also another thing in which, like, okay, so as I said that, I said Bandai Namco is good at thinking out mechanics and games, but they're also so lazy. The concept of combo extensions, they started and they developed it for Tekken 6 with Bound.
Bound.
You do a juggle combo, then you bound the opponent on the ground, and they bounce slightly up, and you continue the combo.
Yeah.
With Tekken 7, they just said, okay, let's keep it the same, but rather than just bounding them down, you screw them upwards.
Yeah. And
right
forward.
in front of you.
Yeah.
Forward. And in this game, they change it again, and now they go upwards. So now
the screw. The screw is actually upwards.
As a bound, but they go upward. So
but they got both right now. They got both bound animation and screw animation.
So the bound, because it's the one they showed in which you use the eat smash.
No, it's not the eat smash. The eat what was called the eat smash? No. The first attack, the activation, basically.
The activation. But that's okay. The animation is different from the bound, from the old Tekken 6 bound, slightly different. But the concept behind it is similar. The screw is not in the game anymore, and now when you
it's just different.
You just launch them straight up. They're not going forward anymore. Which is also similar to what they did for Tekken Tag 2, in which
they probably didn't want to accentuate the wall carry too much. Probably.
Yeah, and the lazy thing is they just changed the direction of the combo extending.
It's not a new mechanic. It's just like a kind of variant of the old one.
Yeah, and also the moves they have a mechanic are the same as Tekken 7. They just changed the animation.
Okay.
Like in Tekken 7, I don't know, Paul's BMB juggle would be like launch, then 3-2, which is the mid-high kick punch thing he has, then hands, and then screw.
The screw, yeah.
And in the gameplay they shown, it's again 3-2 stance, but rather than screw, they just go up, and then he finishes the combo the same way.
They also kept some of the same combos. I guess also Nina has some of the same combos, yes.
Yeah. Nina in Tekken 7 has the down 1-3 screw, which is like the low hand high kick
into the kick.
And now it just goes low hand and then high kick in the air.
She pops the enemy up, and she can continue the combo.
And that's very lazy. But for the hit system, like I feel it's still pretty early. Generally, I don't like the approach.
Let's start from the beginning and let's try to talk this point by point. And I don't feel necessary to talk about the rage, because it's basically the same as Tekken 7, apart from the fact that the drive has been taken out. But there's so much stuff.
It's gonna be interesting to know how much the rage increases your damage, because that used to change. It changed from every Tekken. Like in Tekken 6, rage increases your damage by 30%.
Fuck.
Is a lot. Yeah.
Fuck.
In Tekken Tag 2, they reduced it to 20%, and in Tekken 7 is 8%.
Yeah, it's just a little bit. In fact, that thing is actually interesting, because they didn't talk about the actual boost.
They never tell it. We just have to test it.
Okay, you need to calculate it yourself. But it's interesting because what they said about the strategy, using the rage art or just keeping the buff, basically. That's kind of like it's kind of driven by the amount of damage of the boost, the damage boost that you get. Because if it's not that much, it's probably better to use the rage art.
7 is pretty negligible. It's still something, but not that much.
You can, it's not a waste to use the rage art when you you kind of like read the opponent. It's kind of okay to use
in
Tekken 7. So I feel that based on what the boost will actually be, that part of the strategy will change. But apart from the rage systems, so the big elephant in the room, I feel it's not even the hit system, but like the chip damage, the recoverable gauge. That's kind of weird for Tekken, and I it's weird for me that I basically only played seriously Tekken 7, almost seriously Tekken 7. I wonder how weird is for you guys, for you the real community.
Definitely weird, because like since the only comeback mechanic Tekken had until now was rage. Until Tekken 7, you only had rage damage. You didn't have any rage mechanics or rage arts or rage drives. It definitely I can definitely feel they want the game to be more aggressive. It all depends on how they balance it, because part of the fun in Tekken is just running away and playing the spacing game. Which is
they had like some characters have some moves that are like built to troll the opponent and going away. I don't know.
But
Yoshi's twirl, for example.
But generally,
it kind of doesn't make sense in this game, basically.
It's a complicated question, because Tekken is one of the few fighting games in which defense is stronger than offense.
Yeah.
And which is honestly, like, I've played. Of course, I haven't played like all fighting games that all ever been published, but from the ones I played, like, it's pretty rare that defense is stronger than offense. And that's part of the fun and what's intriguing about Tekken is like training your defense to be better and better and better until the opponent just cannot touch you anymore, and you can just avoid all of their strings and run away and sidestep all of their offense, etc. And so I get that they said the same going from Tekken Tag 2 to Tekken 7, because in Tekken Tag 2 the sidesteps were much stronger. And they said
movement in general, I feel it was nerfed in Tekken 7.
Yeah, and they said they nerfed it because stronger players were just avoiding everything.
Yeah.
And weaker players, casual players, they were feeling like there was nothing they could do. Good player, and I feel like this is probably done for the same reason. Like, okay, let's give weaker players something.
But do you feel it was necessary? Because I feel that already Tekken 7 has gives you some kind of chance, because it's way more difficult to stay away from your opponent in general in Tekken 7.
It all depends on your perspective. Like, if you ask me, and I'm personally a very defensive player and a very reaction-based player. Tekken 7 has even like too much for the offense for the offensive player. If you ask me, like, Tekken 5 was fine. And from
the baseline,
from there they just kept adding up, like, comeback mechanics and damage and comeback mechanics.
And also the concept of reversal that wasn't in Tekken before, basically.
What do you mean by reversal? Because
like
Tekken
invincible reversal.
Because Tekken has a different definition of reversal. Like in Tekken, reversals are counters. That's how.
Okay. No, I mean like invincible reversal, wake up attacks, basically.
Yeah, with the 2D character.
And I don't know.
Competitively, no, the game doesn't need it. Casually and marketing wise, and it probably does need it. Otherwise, people would just look at Tekken 8 and say, "Well, it's like just like Tekken 7. Why should I bother?"
Sure. You need to change something. That's right. And I feel that like players that like Tekken 7 will continue to play Tekken 7 anyway. What I was thinking is that, going back to the actual chip damage mechanic. What I felt when I watched the video was, hell, they want the players like going at each other's throats all the time, basically, because you get chip damage on the opponent by hitting them, basically, both in combos and sometimes on block, depending on which situation you are. Of course, if you have it activated, you'll basically do chip damage for free, and a lot of it also is probably too much. And the only way to get it off for the opponent is to attack back. So it's kind of like I don't know how they feel about it. It's like there's never a time when you like it's okay to defend, basically, in this game.
Yeah, and like if I wanted to play a fighting game that way, I would have just started playing Guilty Gear Strive or whatever, like
or SF5,
or also Street Fighter 5. Yeah. Like, but well, of course, we'll have to see in the end.
Yeah, sure. But maybe they didn't talk about defensive proper defensive mechanics. It's possible that there are some, maybe that we show in the future. There was something in the first trailer that made me think there was some kind of sway or like just frame parry or something.
That was all cinematic.
Yeah. Nothing is okay. Nice.
I read from like reliable sources. It was just mock-up.
All right. So that like the Kazuya's way.
Yeah, it's just mock-up for the trailer.
It looked like a mechanic. I was excited about it because it's kind of like nothing new. It's nothing new to Tekken actually because you have parries. Yeah.
It could still be a mechanic.
You always had parries in Tekken anyway. It's not like you don't have them. So. I don't know. The chip damage is worrisome.
Yeah, man. Overall, like for all of the moves they showed that cause chip. While you're not in hit mode, they're all gimmicks generally. Like
sidesteppable moves, very telegraphed moves.
Duckable moves you need to charge. But again, this is also an interesting point of view. Those are the kinds of moves that casuals struggle with.
They're gonna suffer for them. Yes.
So I really wonder if this approach could in the end be like troublesome just for casuals, which is a concept that keeps popping up when people talk about simplifying fighting games or dumbing them down, which is in the end good players, they're just gonna be good at whatever you throw at them. Like even if you throw a simpler game at them or you add stronger offense or whatever, they're just gonna master that and then use it to like make life.
I feel life for like me in the beginning will be miserable because I don't sidestep anything. So when I will see Paul charging up the punch, I will not sidestep it and I will take that chip damage all the time. So I think I will not like that probably. Instead, right now I can just block and like survive and fight for the next exchange basically. I don't know. That's weird. And also the lows they like chip away at it. That's not great.
The lows like delete potential damage. Yeah.
And that's not great because there are so many like unreactable lows.
Yeah.
In Tekken. So that's basically like more guaranteed damage from like low pokes and stuff, and yeah, but also it's gonna be a nightmare.
Another thing, I was talking with a friend of mine, a veteran player called Harry Potter. We were thinking about what if when you're in it, depending on which tool you use, go into hit mode. You can have like one stock of hit energy or two stocks of hit energy. An hit dash costs one stock.
Yeah.
And you can cancel what they call hit engagers.
Moves, some moves.
Like,
some moves like key moves of the characters, basically.
So if I go, for example, into hit mode with the hit smash, so the first hit, the activation.
You get one mix-up, basically.
Yeah, and that's plus on block, yes. So
the activation is slightly plus. That's what they said.
So let's say you've got 3% life left. I go into hit mode with the smash, and then I'm plus, so I can whatever. Let's say I can do a jab string, which will chip you out a bit.
Yes.
Then I do like a powerful move. So for example, for Paul, I can do the Phoenix Smasher.
Yes. Which is an hit engager.
Yes, which will chip you even more.
Yes.
And then
you can
that
run
into,
in.
Yeah. And then do another hit engager, so another Phoenix Smasher, which will chip you even more, and then cancel that in another dash, and continue my offense. All of that while chipping your life. So I'm worrying that this might introduce, like checkmate scenarios in Tekken. Like
Almost checkmate, because you cannot kill with chip damage, but like it's kind of...
as you said, Tekken is full of unreactable lows, so it's gonna be like you block like a 10 hit sequence, all made of like plus on block moves that can chip you out of your
that was everybody was thinking about that when they saw like a chip damage in hit mode. Everybody was thinking about 10 strings. Also. Because you can chip the hell out of people, especially like people like me that don't know where to block. So you get a mixture of chip and damage, and then you get also mix-ups afterwards. Maybe not after the 10 hit string, but you can get mix-ups with the hit mechanics anyway. And then I can see like Jin player like putting you in a situation where the next down 4 will kill you, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And now that you mentioned it, for example, let's say Mishimas have the electric. That's plus on block.
I feel that will be probably one of the hit engager.
Yeah, also. And the electric is plus on block. But fortunately enough, the way they balance it is when you're out of the open, the move just pushes you away. So there's no like real pressure.
Yes, sure.
When you're at the wall and the Mishima is like pestering you with electrics, if they do it frame perfect, you cannot do anything about it ever until you
can duck basically. You can duck. Yes, that's the only thing you can do.
You decide to duck,
and there's a risk involved with it. Of course, you get the mid.
They do it frame perfect.
Sure.
So, hypothetically, if you were to go into hit mode, push your opponent to the wall with a couple of hit dashes, and then just electric until your hit mode runs out.
Do you feel that being said, do you feel that stages will be like larger for that?
Yeah, like you definitely can see from the Colosseum stage that they are much larger.
Okay, so they seem larger.
From what I've seen, they're at least like 3 or 4 times larger.
Fuck. So that's maybe one of the things that could sway the game a little bit more on the defense side, because if you have a larger stage, the movement like kind of gets buffed in and of itself. So kind of, I feel that maybe that's their way of thinking. Like we get the stages bigger, movement is better for that, so we can go ham on offense. I don't know, something like that. It's probably what they're thinking.
The only thing, like keeping my, let's say, hopes up, is that the balancing director is unlike a veteran competitive Tekken player from Tekken 5. Right. He's a Mishima player. Okay. Generally, he likes to keep things,
balanced.
Tidy.
Okay.
Balanced. Yeah.
The hit thing is it's weird. It looks like a 2D game mechanic, basically. It's kind of a max mode.
And also, you get your hit bar full at the start of the round.
But I don't think there is a way to build it up again. Once a round. Okay, but it's the problem. I think probably the biggest issue I see with the hit mode is the fact that the timer stops when you are being aggressive. That's also kind of the bad thing, because 10 seconds is already a long time.
Yeah. So in our hypothetical scenario of like being at the wall,
you will keep the hit.
Could technically chip you like from 100 to 0.
Yeah, you will keep the hit because I feel that in the demo they showed Paul was like kind of just doing jab strings and keeping it up really for a long time. It's 10-second baseline if you do nothing, and then while you're hitting the opponent,
the timer stops when they're in blocks now.
The only way that the opponent can make you waste the timer is by like sliding in a way of the attacks, basically backdashing. They have to make it whiff. They have to make you whiff. Basically,
another thing that got me worried was that when they were talking about this, Arada said, "Well, the main option is going to be just power crush through it, just mesh harder than them."
Yeah, that was also kind of strange.
Keep in mind that Arada doesn't know how to play Tekken. He has the same perspective as a casual player almost.
Yeah.
So his opinion is, luckily enough, not of a seasoned Tekken player.
Sure. I think he probably is not that influential in the actual game design.
He's only like in charge of let's make Tekken funnier to look at or more interesting to look at.
Yes, sure.
Yeah, he's not in charge of balancing. The same happened with the co-producer, which is now producer of Tekken, Michael Murray. So quick story. Generally, like historically, Mishimas always had weak side. So all of their mix-ups would be stepped in the same side. So if they were trying to enforce a mix-up, you could just step and nullify all of the mix-ups. For a brief moment, like a month or two, I don't remember, they changed one of the moves, the L sweep, to be like fully tracking.
Okay. I remember that.
Completely changing the balance of their character archetype. I remember that people were so angry, and they were blaming Namco for bad balancing. And Michael Murray just tweeted out, "Why just step it if you can block it?" Which is
not gonna be right in Tekken 8. Actually, that's not gonna be great to block.
It doesn't show like a good understanding on how Tekken behaves.
So I wonder that all this being said, so of course we talked about chip damage and that's worrisome. We talked about the heat. Yes, of course the heat was some things about the heat system are actually look fun because
dash canceling looks very fun.
So a combo extension based on dash canceling and stuff, like a conversion, but from some moves they usually don't launch and stuff. Also that I think so there is something when you try to turn hit engager into a launcher, you have to commit. Like it's not like you can react to it because the animation looks like pre-canned, so you have to commit to the cancel. But that the problem is that there is no risk involved with it because you're gonna be plus either way. So you either launch.
It's the same as rage drives.
You either launch or you get a mix-up. So I don't know. Rage drive is that way, not for all characters, but though because
I'd say 60% of the cast as a rage drive like that.
But this time this looks they probably actually said, I think they said that every hit engager is gonna be plus after a cancel. I
don't think that they've said it, but
they implied it. They implied it basically.
Most of them are going to be plus.
Because and there are some moves. There are some of the hit engagers that are naturally negative on block. And there will be probably positive.
Launchable on block.
Yeah, so there will be positive in those situations. And also there is another aspect to the hit mode that for people like me that don't know all the movesets very well, I know most of the movesets, but not everything, of course. And there is something that I feel will increase the difficulty for people like me. and that's the thing, that some of the moves, some key moves of the character will be enhanced by the hit mode. And just enhanced. You don't have to cancel it into anything. They will be enhanced and the way they are. Like low, like the launcher, that the nunchuck move that is not a launcher, and then in hit mode becomes a launcher, and also I think there was an example for King that he gains hyper armor.
The armor run,
and something also for Paul, I think. So every character will have some moves that will get enhanced by the hit state, and that means that you have also to know what the hit state does for every character, and that's like, for me, it's very, very concerning, because I already don't remember half of what every character does. So that's gonna be difficult.
It's also very different from what we have now, because Tekken has always been like very similar as an approach with all of
the legacy skill will be challenged in this case.
Like generally, if you play like a fundamental Tekken, you can play well with every character, even without knowing their quirks.
Maybe you have to know like the basic 5 to 10 moves, and you can manage.
But you'll be fine. Like, of course, you're not gonna be able to play at the highest level, but you're gonna be fine. And that's also something different. That's something that's very like Guilty Gear, like anime-like as an approach. Like having each character his own mechanics. His own subsystems.
There is one thing that I find very positive about the whole thing, is the fact that at least the hit engagers will be like highlighted in the move lists for people, and they chose like the moves that can like almost guarantee you to start to play the character in a decent way, right? So if you know the five or so hit engages for every character, you kind of can play the characters, even though you don't know the whole list. But that's one positive I got from the stream. And the other one, initially I thought that like the easier control schemes were positive, but then I thought about that a little more, and then they said that you can use that on tournament and also in ranked matches, and I kind of
probably
not.
Gonna be just a gimmick.
You think so? Because there's something I was listening to James Chan podcast a couple of days ago, and he said something that made me rethink about that a little bit, because there's something that when you get the last launch in the game in your match, right? You know that's it's a launch that usually is gonna kill, or if you get some damage, like some small combo is gonna kill. And the fact that you can get you can switch real time to the auto combo mode, it was thinking like maybe you can lose some of the thrill of the possibility to drop combos in like very high I don't know, tension moments, like in a final of the tournament. You could probably also drop like stupid stuff because you're like you're pressured and it's a difficult situation and stuff, and that could like basically just erase that situation altogether, because you could switch to the auto combo and kill the opponent.
It's all gonna depend on how they implement it, because as of now Tekken 7 has something similar, but they're all crappy combos. Like they're all very like unoptimized bad combos. They do like half the damage regular combo does. Okay. And even if you wanna finish a combo, you only need a little bit of damage. Like Tekken's input buffer is like very, very forgiving. So it's really hard to drop in this game unless they're
maybe it's hard to drop like very, very simple combos. I don't know, you get like the last 15% of life left. It's very difficult to drop it. I guess so. So you think that's not actually a problem? So in that case, could be good for new players. It could be good for new players.
It can definitely be good. It's from my experience, it's kind of rare that a simple control scheme is effective generally in fighting games. The only like effective example I can remember is Dragon Ball Fighters.
Yeah,
Which, like,
yeah.
There are situations if you
The light auto combos are actually very useful.
There are like specific situations like in which like mashing L is actually better than
It is. I remember that.
Other than that, I personally don't see it being.
There was Justin Wong in the Street Fighter 6 beta that like went on a freaking like 30 win streak with the simple mode.
Yeah, but he's just doing it for the content, It's just
and also he's just in one. Yes. Yeah, you could probably beat me with one button probably. So
there's a super funny video from the beginning of Street Fighter 5, in which Flo, the the veteran Street Fighter player from America, like kind of Micross and all of the other veterans, he was playing online and he was also streaming, and he was playing just a funny like random character selecting in ranked mode, and he just goes in and he selects a random character in Zangief comes out. He's like, okay, Zangief. It's not good, but I'll work it out. And then if the opponent appears and it's low tier god.
Oh shit!
It's a very funny exchange because Flo then decides to win just by using the light button. Just defeats low tier god just by using standing and crouch jabs. The whole game.
I'm sure that LTG like lost it very bad.
Yeah, just rage quit after a minute, but yeah.
I really miss Flo. His content was super fun.
Yeah,
I miss him. Definitely. Hopefully he comes back with Street Fighter 6. I watched like a small set between him and Mike Ross in Street Fighter 6 when the beta was up. It was really fun.
Yeah.
Hopefully he comes back. So this so what part of the hit system thing you think is gonna be like the most problematic?
If I had to bet on it, I'd say probably the dashes, like being able to just like push the opponent into the corner while being constantly plus block. Probably because other mechanics like chip damage and potential damage, etc., you can boom them down or scale them up, so you can change them in the future. But just the idea of having plus one block dash from key moves, it's pretty strong, I believe, but it's all gonna change.
It's difficult to change. It's gonna be always strong. Maybe the only thing you can change is the actual advantage, probably.
Yeah,
more or less advantage. But in Tekken, like I think even one frame of advantage is still something because it's still your turn.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't remember like what the magic number was for Tekken as far as basic advantage to press the offense, but I think that probably if you are just +1, you can probably step away from stuff.
You can generally step away from stuff up until +5. Generally.
Okay. So that will be very important to know how much plus you are after the dash.
Yeah. Just to give you a reference, most rage drives are like +9, 10, 12 block.
So I'm I'm talking. I'm messaging to Bert to see if you wanna come over.
Yeah, let's have a discussion with the other host, which is also a pole player.
Yeah.
Interesting and also very bad.
I don't know. I think he felt also kind of worried about Tekken 8 after the mechanics explanation.
Yeah, but I think we all did.
Yeah, everybody was kind of lukewarm, reacted like in a lukewarm way. But I don't know. Maybe when we see more of the game in action and we actually see matches, we get a better hang of the system. The thing is, it's very difficult to understand right now, just based on those information that we got, how the matches will be as far as space go and rhythm goes. I don't know. There will be fast games, slow games.
We're still too far. Yeah, we're still too far to jump.
There will be much like movement going around, or it will be just like people hitting each other and taking turns. I don't know. We need to see some game, actual game, entire games basically, and maybe from like player that know what to do with the game.
also, yeah.
Because like there is the thing that when you see a new game demoed by people that don't know anything about the game, or they don't know how to play it properly, usually it's kind of a bad thing. The game like looks bad, it looks worse than it should be. Yeah. So I don't know. At the very least, it's an interesting game because it's so different, I would say.
Yes, it's gonna change things up, which I don't think has worked so well for Tekken over the years. They've been getting good at small incremental changes. Yeah. This is a really disruptive approach to the formula.
So the last thing I want to ask you, I want to hear your thoughts about is. Do you feel that old players or veteran players or stuff could be deterred to play this game? Because what I'm looking at from afar right now, because we are really far, is kind of a Guilty Gear Strive situation. I feel like the game will definitely build a new community around it of people that like the game very much. With new players, actually like new to Tekken players, probably very new players, and kind of newer players like me, for example, and some, but not all the veteran players. Like some veteran players that like to be very offensive, or like this approach, or just like change. Because I don't know, it's difficult in Tekken community. The feeling we get from the outside is that people don't like change very much. That's the feeling we get. There are some people that may like change, for example, and many other like veteran players they may not. So I feel this second we have a new scene, somewhat of a new scene, with a little bit of a veteran and many new players. And some of the veterans will keep playing the older games. I feel that way. What do you think?
Tekken, since Tekken 5, they've just been doing incremental changes, very small incremental changes, like a little sidestep nerf, rage mode, some new combo extenders, but they're all very small changes. So the community has never gone back to an older game ever since Tekken 5. What happened, and what, like, if I had to take a guess, what history has the stories is that when from the change to Tekken Tag 1, from Tekken Tag 1 to Tekken 4, they changed the game quite a bit. They changed the whole movement mechanic. Like they changed it from scratch. Like they just deleted side steps. They changed a lot of stuff. That was the only time where Tekken players went back to an older game, and so there were two communities. There was the Tekken Tag 1 community and the Tekken 4 community.
Okay.
But since then, it never happened again. I think Namco learned their lesson, and they know their player base. They know they just want to play Tekken 5 again for another 5 years, and so they're probably not gonna be so disruptive in the final product. Of course, it's gonna be different because Tekken is always different on the surface. But if I had to guess, I'll say they're gonna try and keep the base game the same. So
and try and keep the veterans. like engaged in the game. Okay. I'm very very curious because like I've seen many of the reaction videos for the Tekken 8 stuff from many veteran players, like and they basically said all the same thing, kind of similar to what we said tonight. Some more like negative thoughts than others, but the average reaction was kind of lukewarm also from veteran players. So I don't know. Maybe they need to see more of the game. Maybe we need to understand also the other side of things. Yeah, they need to like at least. I know that the whole spiel is about aggressiveness and stuff, but I think they need at least to like mention defense and show us how movement looks in the game. That's the very least, because it's movements. Maybe the movement is back to Tekken 5. I don't know. And then people will be okay with it, I think, if movement is very, very strong.
Yeah, but Namco has also been pretty receptive of feedbacks over the years. So generally, I trust them. Like when Tekken 7 first released in arcades, the sidestep and sidewalk mechanics were so worse than we have now.
Oh, okay. So,
they nerfed it to the ground basically. Like
so before FR basically.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. You almost couldn't step stuff. And the players were playing at the location tests, and the community there.
They give feedback and they listen to it.
They were so angry, and they quickly buffed the old movement system a little bit.
Cool. That's great. I think if they show movement and movement is actually good, I think the community will be like less concerned about all the other stuff, because at that time, like very very strong players, we will be able to avoid most of the broken offensive stuff probably. So they'll get around it in some way or another, and I feel that would make the game like received better than it's kind of showing right now. We'll see what happens. The game is very far away. They announced like another year of Tekken 7 tournament, so we have to wait.
Maybe even more.
And the game can very well change in the meantime. So we'll see about that. So I'm excited. It's a new Tekken. I'm excited anyway because I want to try it. I want to see what it looks like. I want to try it. Maybe it's a chance for me to get better and like start, because I began to learn Tekken 7 like not early in the game, in the live game. So maybe this time around I will be there from the day one, and I probably get better.
Tekken is always fun. Like no matter how they change it up. When you play offline with your community, at your local or whatever, it's just always fun. Like I've never been to an offline setting after playing Tekken in which I was okay. The game was not fun. I didn't have fun. I'm gonna take a break or etc. The game is always fun.
Well, about offline or online, there is something they didn't mention at all, which is netcode. They didn't mention netcode, and it's kind of weird because like all the other companies in fighting games, they are talking about netcode like the first thing they talk about when they announce new games and stuff. Also for old games right now, like some games are getting rollback, like retrofitted in them, like Dragon Ball Fighters and stuff.
Like Sancho, like someone.
So we know that Arada is told many times that like the like usual rollback netcode that everybody uses is not good for Tekken. That's his take basically. Nobody believes him, but that's his take. I'm curious about that, if they will push for the netcode, because I feel that Tekken they mentioned it.
They like released a statement saying that Arika is helping them.
Arika is working on it.
Is the small Japanese studio who published Fighting Slayer, which is I think the head of that studio is the original creator or director of Street Fighter 2.
Yeah, and they also did Street Fighter the EX.
And they also after
EX series.
He moved to founding his own studio, which is Arika.
Yeah, they had Fexel as rollback netcode. Yes.
From what I heard, Fexel has really good netcode, and also really good netcode even on Switch, which is famously not good at handling.
Yes, because the CPU power is limited. Yes, of course. So, if they have, I think they need to have nice netcode, because I feel that Tekken 7 especially was hurt very, very bad in the COVID years. Mostly for that. So hopefully he will have also a nice netcode, and we could enjoy it. Yeah, I could enjoy it online and offline.
The funny thing is, in the statement they say that Arika will also be helping on Tekken 7, which makes me hopeful
retrofitting.
That, they'll try and retrofit Tekken.
Okay, if they do that, I will definitely get back to Tekken 7. If they, I will. I promise. If they do that, hopefully they can. Even though I must say that playing on PC, I didn't have much problems with the netcode of Tekken.
On PC, it's fine.
It seems to work mostly fine. If I only need to avoid Wi-Fi players and less than probably 4 bars, and you can mostly play alright.
The netcode is not that bad, to be honest.
Cool. So, I think this is enough about Tekken. We'll talk about it. No, it's not. It's never enough about any game, I feel. But for now, because since we don't have any more information, I feel we're good for tonight, and we'll probably talk again once we see something new about the game. Hopefully, about the movement. We'll get back together and talk about it once more, probably with the help of Bert also. So. The last topic of the evening is I feel a really quick one, because there's not much to talk about, even because the game is old. We know Street Fighter 5 is old, all right. It's on its tail end of the life cycle. So, but I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what we are doing and just a little bit. About the Capcom Cup, but mostly about the Redline Clash. I want to talk about Redline Clash. Last week we had our second episode. We had really fun. We had Wolf going up against Hurricane in an FT10 match. It was very good set actually. It wasn't one-sided like the first episode. It was they both had their chances to win. In the end, Hurricane won 10-7, and. Yeah, it was close. And so we have in the top 6 right now. We have Hurricane, and also the other guy, and Jimmy, MDZ Jimmy in the top 6. So I feel the top 6 is gonna be very, very interesting, because no matter who wins the next 4 episodes, it's gonna be a great top 6. And I want to just mention the fact that we had an international host for the episode. We had Saint Cola commentating with Bert and H God.
Yeah, and also I've gotta kudos to you. It's not easy as the Italian scene to have international recognition. In Tekken, the only way we were able to achieve international recognition has always been there's an Italian in a top 4.
By playing, yes.
Yeah, but as a community, it's been pretty hard. So
you guys let the player do the talk, and that was great, and it's great. And also probably the Italian level in Tekken is higher than Street Fighter. Yeah. It has always been. Tekken is like a kind of a staple game in Italy. So, but we probably had player probably had a lot to do also in this case, because we have 3 or 4 players that are doing well in European competitions right now. They always show up. They always show up, so there has been like a shift in attention towards the Italian community lately, and we managed to also to talk to international personalities in the Street Fighter world and get some help from them. Saint Klaww was very, very kind to help us, and he was very, very happy to be with us just to help the community grow. His intent was just that. What he told us, I will always get in touch with the smaller communities and help them grow if I can. So it was very, very kind of him, and it was great. It was great working with him that night with fun. We also like let him know some inside community jokes and stuff like that. So we had a great time, and I hopefully he can be back again with us in the future in some other instances, or I don't know, maybe offline tournaments also. We don't know if in the future what holds. I don't know. We're working hard to like make us basically the Red Line Clash. What it is our private attempt to let the community, the Italian community for Street Fighter, be known in an international platform, and that's kind of our main goal with the Red Line Clash. Also have fun, also do something about the game we're passionate about.
Exhibitions are always fun,
and also showcase Italian talent and in an international scene. So hopefully it is difficult to let this kind of competition be known right now, because it's a Street Fighter 5 competition, and it's we are at the end of the game. Nobody's really interested in new stuff. Everybody's watching the usual competitions or the well-known competitions. Majors, there's not much space for new upcoming stuff, but this is kind of training wheels for us, to get better at doing stuff like definitely. That, training us, and also do a little bit of networking, knowing people from international communities, bring them aboard, and maybe next year doing both the Red Line Fight offline tournament and the next Red Line Clash event with Street Fighter 6, and maybe get more people involved after that. So hopefully the top 6 will be interesting enough to make more people watch it and more people follow us, and we go from there.
I think the Italian Street Fighter community definitely has the potential to be to be seen and to be acknowledged, especially since what I've noticed in the last few years is that the international Street Fighter community has been pushing for these smaller communities to be known, to give them the space they deserve and whatever. So I feel like there's a good chance.
Also it also helps that in Street Fighter 5 we had much more presence in Europe of good players. In the also in Capcom Cup and stuff, so we have many European players there that stand out compared to older Street Fighter games. So that helps also, because even though it's not properly Italy, we're still in Europe, so that kind of helps. And I don't know, we're trying, and it seems like it's gonna be alright from now on, and the Clash would be a nice thing to keep doing from this edition and for the next edition also. So hopefully we the other goal of this kind of events is also push Italian players to be better, give them a spotlight. Give them a spotlight in which they want to show up and do good. So that's the other main objective of this kind of events.
I feel like especially offline, the Italian Street Fighter community has been kind of lacking recently. I haven't seen much movement in the offline scene. I hope this can be used as a way to get interest back up again.
Yeah, and the last thing I want to say about the whole thing is that actually we had a little bit of acknowledgement in the way of like proper Capcom Cup coverage, because yesterday.
I heard about it. Yes.
Yeah, yesterday both James Chen and Logan Sama mentioned the Red Line crew. They talked about our offline tournament, so that's great. It's not the first time they did it, because I think we got mentioned also by Ultra David in the
nice.
in the finals, in the European online finals. So this is the second time that the Red Line events are mentioned, like by proper Capcom commentators. So that's great.
By the way, off topic, but Logan Sama was at the TWT finals. I don't know why, but he just was there. It was him and Luffy.
Luffy, I saw some
like
pictures about Luffy. Yeah.
I think Luffy was like a bracket and pool manager. He was just helping out.
Okay.
Logan was there. I don't know. Probably to media coverage and whatever.
Yeah.
But
it is possible. I think he works for the radio, for the BBC radio.
Could be
in England. So that's cool. We were happy to hear about us in the Capcom Cup coverage. So that's great. That being said, I think we're done for the night. And next up, if anybody wants to stay with us, we will I think we will. I don't know if Klaww will be here with me or anybody else.
I'm probably gonna log off for the night.
Yes. But I'm gonna watch a little bit of the Capcom Cup live. So if anybody wants to join in and watch it with me, I'm gonna be live on this very channel. Let's see. I wanna say I would like to see at least some of the matches from Jico, but let's see what is happening right now.
We have a schedule.
Group B, still. Oh man, still Group B. It's a long way. It's gonna be a long way. There's Kawano playing right now. Oh well, let's see how long. Let's see how long I can stay up. So thank everybody for listening to us, either live here on Twitch or in the podcast form next day. So keep in mind that we will be available. This episode will be available tomorrow on every podcast platform, Spotify, Google Podcasts and stuff. Everything you can search for Late Fight Show. You can find us in any platform. So thank you very much, everybody. From the Late Fight Show, it's
game over. Good night.
Thank you, everyone.
One, two, three.
Welcome to the world of fighting games conversation. Freestyle talk to people across the nation. We speak harder than I show you under the jaw. So sneakier than an empty jump low. We sound crazier than a 40 hits ultra combo. Ladies and gents, welcome to the Late Fight Show.